This is Four Ages, a punk/indie band from northeastern Pennsylvania. I sat down with their guitar player vocalist, Nick Osacci, to talk about the band and the original music scene in Pennsylvania.
I would describe the band as like Green Day on steroids, possibly. We try to do a little bit of harmony. It's all original music, a little bit of an edge to it. Some stuff's a little heavier than others, but for the most part, I would just call it melodic rock with some punk influence. It's kind of a personal thing. I guess a lot of music's like that with people. As far as the story goes, it's just about life in general and you know, hardships sometimes that people go through, and you know, it can be interpreted a few different ways, but the basic gist of it is, you know, some hard times you go through in life, and everybody has them, you know what I mean? So I'm sure a lot of people can relate to that, you know. For me, if someone is taking interest in, you know, a piece of music that I helped write or whatever, and even to the point where they would come up and compliment you afterwards, I mean, that, to me, that's like, it just doesn't get any better than that, because I mean, it's your feelings and your emotions and through the music, and someone else is appreciating that, because I know I've felt that with so many artists and musicians through the years, where I've listened to something and it just inspired me incredibly, or made me feel a certain way, or maybe got me through like a hard time in my life or whatever. And if I could do that for somebody, I mean, that's just amazing. It's definitely a lot different than it was, say, 10, 15, 20 years ago. I don't think it's as strong as it was at one point. There used to be a lot more venues in the surrounding areas, as far as, you know, Wilkes-Barre and stuff like that. And it seemed to me it was more of a thing for kids to do. As far as what exists now, there are some kids that are, some younger kids, when I say younger, I'm saying like in their mid-20s, that are doing music, and they're actively involved in, you know, doing their own thing, promoting shows in some fire halls and like all ages. And what they do is they'll do show swaps, where they're going to be bringing out-of-town bands in that are touring, smaller bands, and so when they need show dates, they're basically gonna kind of network with those bands, and then they'll be able to get shows through them. And it is, as far as the scene goes, though, I mean, in that respect, it's a little bit tricky with, I think the whole alcohol thing comes into play, because of an all-ages show with no alcohol, it's like the only thing really bringing those kids in is going to be the music. So it's good and bad in two ways, because a lot of the older guys want to kind of have a beer while they're listening to music or hanging out or whatever. But in the sense that it's the younger kids, they're there only for that music, and they're listening. I mean, they're paying close attention to what they're there for the music. They're not there for like, hey, this is background noise, we're drinking, we hear the band in the background kind of thing. Whereas I feel like that happens a little more like when we've played certain, you know, different bars and stuff like that. You end up being like the background, you know. It's great. I mean, any opportunity we can get to expose our music, I mean, that's really what it's all about. I mean, hoping that people would enjoy something that we're creating as artists, and you know, that to me that means everything to me. You know, people can enjoy that, and they have a good time listening to it, you know.
Waking this day I do it. Search for the comfort in this. A spastic resignation.
Check out Four Ages at the following links online: Facebook.com, ReverbNation.com, Bandcamp.com, and search them on Spotify. Still ahead on Off the Beaten Path, Chris and his camera.